As far as I'm concerned, the Zen Store is absolutely ludicrous. Roll it. Welcome back, you beautiful window lickers. Thank you for stopping by yet again to listen to what I have to say, regardless if you like me, hate me, or are completely indifferent. Obviously, a huge thank you also belongs to my channel members who support me and have supported me for months on end. Not to procrastinate any longer, let's get into our main topic or discussion right after a message from Jesus.
Hello, window lickers. Mortals. It's me, your favorite almighty Lord and Savior Jesus, and Galactic Underwear's YouTube channel is the answer to your prayers. I myself abandoned the Tower of the Mad Mage to come down here to give you this heavenly message. I am the most reputable person, ever. So subscribe to Galactic and like all his videos. He's out of this world. Follow Galactic and he'll shine a light on your path to salvation.
You heard him. Get busy subscribing and liking this video. Alright, so I've been wanting to talk about the Zen Store for a minute. You know, our Neverwinter in-game cash shop. But I never really had the time or was busy with life. But lo and behold, the time is nigh, because I have a lot to say about it and it's long overdue. So this is how it's going to go down. I'm going to dissect the Zen Store one section at a time and also tell you what items belong there and what items do not. And at the very end, I'll give you my solution on how they can better it, or how I think the Zen Store should be. Sounds good? Let's get into it. Let's pull up the cash shop and begin. So here's Neverwinter's cash shop. Ain't she a beauty?
And I gotta admit, I don't think I give a fuck. You know?
I'm actually going to skip the storefront because everything in there is in other tabs as well. The storefront is just where they promote anything newly added to the cash shop or things that they are pushing for you to go buy. Events tab. As you can see, the events tab has a bunch of companions, mounts, and anything related to events in general gets placed or should be placed in this tab. Not sure how some of these items are related to events, but regardless, most of these don't belong in here even if they are event related. The reason I say that is because I believe no mount or companion should be something players need to buy with real life money, and even more so if that mount or companion is event related. Event related items should always be bought through in-game currency only obtainable through the event that is currently active. Then after accumulating enough of said currency, you can then go to the event vendor and purchase it without any need for Zen or real money. The only currency should be your grind. Plus, there's so many ways to get mounts and companions in the game itself. They are literally dropping from everywhere. Juma is one example we can use for that. Juma gives you Juma Bag, which literally shits out companions and mounts. Chests from trials, dungeons, and skirmishes drop them too. You can literally fart in the game and a mount will fly out of your nether regions. And not only that, the mounts and companions in the Zen Store are not worth what they cost in the slightest. Here, let me prove it. Let's just quickly jump to the Companions and Mounts tab and come back to the Events tab afterwards so I can just prove my point. Look at these companions. Are you guys kidding me? 500 to 1500 Zen for useless garbage companions. The only good one here is the Black Dragon Eon Stone and maybe the Honey Badger, but those also drop in game or are sold in the auction house for usually a much cheaper price than the Zen Store. Let's check out some of these companions in the auction house just to see their price range. The Festive Tiger usually costs around 60,000 Astro Diamonds, but how much is 500 Zen when you convert it into Astro Diamonds? I don't know, Galactic. How much is it worth and what is the beauty therein? Well, 500 Zen into Astro Diamonds is 375,000 Astro Diamonds. That's 6 times the price of what it costs in the auction house. Let's go to the Siege Master. The Siege Master costs only 40,000 Astro Diamonds in the auction house. 200 Zen is 150,000 Astro Diamonds, so it costs just over 3 times the price if you bought it from the Zen Store. The Dark Dealer costs over 100,000 Astro Diamonds, but they are selling it for 1,500 Zen in the Zen Store. 1,500 Zen equates to 1.1 million Astro Diamonds, which means you need to pay almost 10 times the price if you bought it from the Zen Store. The Faithful Initiate costs 50,000 Astro Diamonds at Epic in the auction house. In the Zen Store though, they are selling it for 1,000 Zen at Blue. 1,000 Zen is 750,000 Astro Diamonds, which is 700,000 more expensive than the auction house. That's like 15 times the price of the auction house, and it doesn't even match the Epic Companion's quality because it's blue in the Zen Store. I could literally go through every single item here and the results will be the same. And you can go through every single companion and mount in the Zen Store and compare for yourself if you don't believe me. And once you do, you will quickly realize how ridiculous the pricing is in the Zen Store, and how they try to fool you to buy them at such a high price by keeping them in the cash shop and not removing them, since you can get all of them in-game in the first place by simply investing some time grinding for them. Or if you're the lazy type, you can just buy them from the auction house for dirt cheap in comparison, and it doesn't matter what platform you are on. They are way overpriced all across the board with no exceptions. In fact, the best mounts and companions are not even in the Zen Store. You would think at least the best ones and highly sought after ones would be there, but they are not. So why are the useless ones there in the first place? Why would anyone want to buy them if they are not even the cream of the crop? It blows my mind, and I've said it before. Where logic ends, Neverwinter begins. So knowing all this information means all the companions and mounts that are sold in the Zen Store need to be removed. They are preying on the new player that doesn't know any better. That's why those items are still there, because any one player who's played long enough knows how to get mounts and companions without using the cash shop. Some of you might be thinking, oh my god, Galactic, you're part of the Neverwinter Partner Program. Why are you saying these things? Well, yeah, I'm part of the Neverwinter Partner Program and have been since the beginning, but I will always be honest regardless if they like what I'm saying or not. And yes, of course, Neverwinter has to make money too, I get that. And we'll touch on that a little bit later in the video. Now back to our events tab where we initially started. The only thing they should be selling in this tab is the Battle Pass. That's it. Everything else needs to get the fuck out. In fact, I'll take it a step further. The Events tab shouldn't even exist at all. Replace it with a Battle Pass tab. And just like that, we have covered the Events tab, the Mounts tab, and the Companions tab. Now let's go to the VIP tab. This tab for me 100% belongs in the cash shop. Nothing wrong with VIP being here. It's a good thing and worth the cost. $10 a month for all the benefits it provides you is great value and not expensive at all. VIP is a good way to support Neverwinter that actually gives you your money's worth in return. And getting a good return for your money is how it should be. Next we have the Supplies tab. Now this tab is beyond funny. First of all, cold motes are obtainable for free through invoking. Even if the drop rates are bad, they are still free. Invoke every day and you'll slowly but surely get the motes you need to upgrade your enchantments, your artifacts, or whatever else. They are exploiting your need to upgrade by trying to sell these to you. Just don't do it. Just invoke and gather celestial coffers and wait for Wondrous Bazaar sales, which sell you the motes for less than half the price. Or a better investment would be the Battle Pass, which has coalescent motes as part of the prize pool when you purchase it. And sometimes they're even in the free portion of the Battle Pass, which is even better. Preservation wards are also easy to get in the game, so don't buy them either. A common practice is players buy preservation wards for 100 Zen, then overprice them in the auction house to make profit. This method even gets advocated for as better than using the Zen exchange, because it could return more astral diamonds for your shekels. But how much does it actually help the game when it reinforces the perception that the only way to get ahead is through your wallet? Nothing new, but don't be fooled either way. And definitely don't buy them in the cash shop or the auction house. There's tons for free out there via the dungeon chests, events, and celestial coffers from invoking. The Mythic Insignia pack is not even a guaranteed Mythic Insignia, which is very misleading. And of course that was done by design to fool players into buying them. You simply have a chance to get a Mythic Insignia, and when you do get it, it might not even be the type you wanted in the first place. You know, if you wanted a Dominance instead got an Aggression, which will only piss you off in the end. So don't let the mythic colors of the pack fool you. This is how they bait you into buying multiple packs so you can get an insignia you need. And Mythic Insignias are expensive, anywhere from 1.3 million to 2 million Astro Diamonds on the PC auction house. So 500 Zen is in fact cheaper, but still not worth the gamble in my opinion, because like I said, it doesn't guarantee you a free choice of the type you need. It just gives you a chance at random types of insignias, so you are gambling your money away and filling Cryptic's pockets at the same time. I'd consider this pack being part of the cash shop if it was your choice to choose and gave you a Mythic Insignia 100% of the time. But it's not, so moving on. Okay, here's where things start getting a little bit ridiculous, and I'm talking about Scrolls of Life and Scrolls of Mass Life. If any of you buy these, you're crazy as hell, and you most likely lick windows as your side job. 200 Zen is 150,000 Astral Diamonds. That's 150,000 Astral Diamonds for only 5 Scrolls of Life, which you could literally use up in just one boss fight if it goes badly, especially if it's Master Temple of the Spider or you're a newer player learning the ropes. On the PC auction house currently, you can buy 100 Scrolls of Life for around 450 to 500,000 Astral Diamonds, which is way cheaper than the Zen Store. 100 scrolls of life using Zen would cost you 300,000 for 10 scrolls, which is 3 million astral diamonds for 100 scrolls. And scrolls of mass life are 50 Zen more expensive than that. This is absolutely absurd and reckless pricing to say the least. And the fact that they are leaving them in the Zen store speaks volumes on what they are trying to do. And that's to blindside the players who don't even know how to get the scrolls in different ways. And of course, I'm talking about the newer, less informed players. Scrolls of life and mass life are best bought using trade bars or accumulated for free through dungeon chests or in-game activities, and even bought through the auction house, which is way better and cheaper than the cash shop itself. Yeah, it just boggles the mind. Stones of health also drop in dungeons, and you can buy them from the trade bar store too. And the mount collar pack is another meme. It costs 1,000 Zen. They have got to have lost their minds. You can buy one of these packs for 30,000 Astro Diamonds, which is literally 40 Zen. That's 960 Zen cheaper than the Zen store. I mean, that's like having a 98% off sale. But now with so many of the collar packs in circulation, the prices should have been revised a long time ago. But just like the Scrolls of Life and Mass Life, they wanted the unknowing to continue not knowing. I mean, do you really think they don't know it's way too expensive? Hell yeah, they know. And then we have the Cloaked Ascendancy portal. Like, what the freak are these even doing here? I didn't even know these still existed until I saw them. This item, the Portal Zone, is most likely the dumbest thing in the auction house. You can find these in the River District if I remember correctly, and they drop from somewhere in that area. I just don't remember where at the moment because I haven't done it in years. Was it like Lairs or, Fighting Nostura, etc.? Remind me in the comments. I really don't remember, but I know it's from the River District, and I know it's absolutely free too. Just absolutely insane. And there's also companion amount upgrade token packs in this section as well, which again you can get while doing in-game activities like dungeons, events, legacy quests, trade bars, and more. Everything in the supplies section is not worth buying at all. So scratch this section, remove it completely. Now let's go to the key section. As far as I'm concerned, I'd remove this whole section completely too, even the enchanted keys. I know some will argue against that option, but it's my opinion, and you are free to have yours. I'm aware enchanted keys make them money, but there are better ways to make money than preying on players' gambling addictions. And most of the time, players are getting screwed over anyways. I'm also aware that enchanted keys are part of VIP, and that we get one enchanted key daily, but that could be changed to something not gambling related, and better for the players as a whole. And I never believed in lockboxes, even though I myself have opened more than probably anyone ever has in my almost 10 years in the game. But I never spent real money on them, only converted Astro Diamonds into Zen. I mean, that's how I literally got Google years worth of VIP in the first place, as you see on your screen. Yeah, that's a lot. The pack section. None of these packs should be in the Zen store. Packs that provide race unlocks, reroll tokens, bags of holding, moats, companions, mounts, some sort of progression or currency, stones of health, fashion, insignias, port packs, professions, transmutes, titles, character slots, VIP, trade bars, greater shards of empowerment, or whatever else they put in there is not worth it at all. 95% of these items in those packs are easily obtainable in the game or completely not worth the cost. They bundle a lot of these things together to entice you and confuse you into buying them, and most people who bought them in the past might have needed them back in the day, or just wanted to support the game. But at the game's current state, they'll need to do much better to win back the player base's confidence for people to willingly want to buy things they really don't need just to support a game that doesn't support them. And I take back what I said earlier that the Portal Stone was the worst item in the Zen store, because the actual worst item in the Zen store is by far, no questions asked and beyond any reasonable doubt, the 30k character boost pack. I mean, come on. Do you know how easy it is to get to 30k item level these days? Forget 30k. You can get to 60k in just under 2 weeks. Completely free. Maybe faster if you know what the hell you are doing. Trust me, I have 54 characters and 17 of them are over 60,000 item level. And that was before you could transfer mythic enchantments, mounts, companions, and whatever else. Got there all by myself with not a single dime spent. Not a penny. So don't ever buy this pack. It needs to go. It's absolutely garbage. Now for the campaign completion section. Okay, this one is one that you could argue keeping in the Zen store. There are way too many mods, and people might want to buy out the complete storyline or campaign because it is kind of tedious to do every day, especially since there are over 20 of them now, and some of them are a nightmare to complete altogether. But I could also see them removed completely and just let you play through all of them at your own pace. So campaign buyouts can stay, but the buying out of the battle passes and instantly completing them should be removed completely. But the battle pass itself can stay. Buying completions though has pitfalls too. Some of the folks who are now complaining they have nothing to do because they paid their way to their goals instead of playing. When things can be bought out to progress your character, it can take the fun away. For example, one of the things that drew my close friend Anjicat to Neverwinter was the fact that it was huge, that it was going to take her time and possibly years to catch up to the new content. For her, that was actually a big part of the appeal. We all know not everyone thinks that way, but if all the progress related items are available through in-game paths, especially if Astro Diamonds is the currency, then imagine how quickly the Zen exchange would flourish. The Professions tab should also be removed. All of this should be buyable in-game through profession vendors with Astro Diamonds, or drop-in grinding. The Service tab. Everything in here should also be completely removed. Re-rolling to a new race should be something you could do with a vendor in-game by spending Astro Diamonds, just like we can already rename our characters with a scroll from the Wondrous Bazaar. And no race should be blocked by a real money paywall. Unbind tokens. They are freely obtained in-game. They drop from dungeon chests, so definitely don't buy these either. And as far as bank slots and inventory slots go, I believe everybody should have the maximum amount of bank slots and inventory slots from the get-go. From the moment they create a new character, it all should be readily available to every single player. Selling players inventory space or space in general is not a good thing. They do silly things like create items that are unstackable to take up more and more of your space, so you are then forced to buy more space. Yeah, I wouldn't do that, especially not from the Zen Store. Things like legendary rings should also be stackable. Imagine the space we could save if everything was stackable. Kind of crazy if you think about it, and don't even get me started on trophies and hunt lures. The Stronghold tab. Remove it all. Like I said before, all this should be available through grinding or in-game vendors. No real-life money required at all, and the Strongholds are horrible these days. Nobody's going to spend money on something as neglected as the Strongholds. Now let's get to the Appearance tab. Now this tab is the one they should keep, and it should be their main focus in regards to making money as a company. Fashion, skins, and appearances are huge money makers in almost every game I have ever played. Path of Exile has insane skins and fashion that people buy like candy. Dota 2 also has fashion and skins that players buy. Call of Duty has them, Counter-Strike, Lost Ark, Black Desert Online. 99% of games make tons of the revenue through these types of cash items. And the reason is, it doesn't provide players with a gaming advantage and offers visually pleasing graphics, and we all love looking good. Unless you're Mini-Me, who'll occasionally go out of his way to make a character look like grandma. They should really invest time into creating insanely fun fashion packs and skins, and people would buy them if they are good enough. How about a pack that has all your fashion or gear with a fire visual effect, or frozen, or some sort of elemental effect that looks super cool? How about a variety of wings, armor, shields, swords, and basically weapon transmutes that people would die for, especially if they can customize them on top of that? Hell, you could even create separate tabs for each class in the Zen Store, and every cosmetic that belongs to said class could have its own separate place. Cosmetics and fashion is the one true way to make money and keep players happy without pushing them towards a pay-to-win model. And you know what's funny? There are so many cosmetic things that could be based on D&D. Thousands of beasts, monsters, and species, not to mention all the different cultures that feature in the Forgotten Realms and beyond. There's also incredible graphic talent on the dev team. It's a shame they really don't take advantage of these sources and talents and make way more money than they are now. So this tab is definitely a keeper and should be the focus of future cash shop items. This is what the cash shop should look like. The cash shop should have the battle pass, VIP, fashion, cosmetics, and skins, and possibly a few campaign buyouts. Obviously what I'm showing you is not as populated as it should be and should have way more skins and fashion options. But in general, this is all the cash shop needs, and nothing else belongs in the cash shop that is currently there. If they made these changes to the Zen Store, they would create way more revenue in my opinion, without giving people the wrong message, which is the pay-to-win model. But creating a better cash shop isn't enough. They also need to create a better gaming experience, so the players who are willing to support the game economically are happy with the game overall. You can't expect to make money with a better cash shop if the game isn't enjoyable. People really need to understand that cash shops are a psychology for players. It's the same as impulse spending. It really isn't that hard to understand, and if you are really lacking knowledge on it, everyone from prestigious universities to gaming publishers have funded in-depth studies on how and why it works. Most specifically, studies on how cash shops work in the gaming industries. There are clips from seminars on how to bait whales and implement predatory design up on YouTube. Information on this subject is literally everywhere. And they probably had or have an entire team coming up with new ideas on how to make players spend money on the cash shop. The general rule of thumb for free-to-play games and MMOs should be if $10 or $15 a month is enough to allow you to progress at a comfortable rate, then spend it. When it starts to become a chore and something you need to pay for systematically, then it's either time to go or to stop spending. Gamers really are the most pathetic consumer base on the planet, and I'm not trying to insult anyone, it's just fact. I mean, how do we as consumers allow for small reasonable monetization without selling our souls to the likes of the cash shop? I mean, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product. Anyways, that's all I have to say about the Zen Store and my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did I hit a home run, or would you change anything to it, or do you have any better ideas? I'm open ears. I'd love to hear it. Anyways, time to go. Galactic here. Peace out. Stay safe.
Get the fuck around me. Yeah, I've been the G you trying to be. Yeah, I got a shield with a big Glock. All these haters wanna gang up on me cause I'm hot.